days. And then John is saying that he's gonna talk to Travis and confirm that we can do something for them out there. So there's no point for me to sit here and push contracts when I don't even know what it is that they're going under contract for. That's kind of my train of thought. Plus, I mean, they're out of town, so they're not going to come in and sign anything tomorrow.
What home site did they reserve?
Lot 27 in Pleasant Hill.
But they're going to switch neighborhoods.
Well, that's something that John is looking out for them. They wanted a 2-car garage, then they wanted a 3-car garage, so they got a price out for both. And it's looking like they're wanting to stick with the 3-car garage, which will not fit on lot 27 in Pleasant Hill. So John was going to check with Travis and see what we could do for them. If we could just sweeten the deal for them, have them out in Rogersville, especially because they want to move lots out there. Just get the ball rolling out there. So.
Okay. Well, you know how I like to pitch a deal, right? How would I pitch if I'm going to give them an extra incentive? How would I pitch it? Anybody? Bueller?
I don't know.
Let's say John says we'll give them a $10,000 incentive if they are going to buy in.
Oh, if they sign today?
Yeah. My deal is, hey, if I could do this for you, would you be willing to sign today? And they say yes. And I go, hang on, let me call my manager. And I've already got it approved, but I'm like, hey, let me, I know, okay, yeah. Yeah, they said yes, great. What, and then I moved to what type of close? So what I did is I isolated the objection and I said, if I could do this, are you ready to move forward today? They say yes. I make a call to the manager, I get an okay, and then I move to what type of close where I ask them, how do you want your name spelled? What do we call that? Assumptive close. Yep. So I would move to an assumptive close. So it's like, if I could get you $10,000 off as a bonus incentive on this community, would you be willing to move forward today?
I spoke with John about this too last week with Brady and everyone on the call. Their concern was they got 3 CMAs from 3 different agents, and they're just saying how, well, we're really nervous to put down 3.5%, not knowing what exactly we're going to get out of what we're going to net, basically.
So when I talked to them, the CMA was never their concern. They were very safe with the fact that I gave them that range. Their main concern was pricing and the variation of pricing on the new home between Rogersville, Marshfield, and the differences they'd have been given. I asked them flat out, I said, have you guys had other agents out there to quote it? And they said, nobody other than what came before you. And I said, okay.
3 total, because I specifically dug into that with them.
Yep, there was 2 before me. And they did quote them a little bit lower. And then whenever I went out there, I gave them the information to why their house should be worth more, tray ceilings, the updated stuff, and compared it to the listings down the street. So they're all right on that. They're really just needing the correct info to move forward with the purchase because they felt like it's been a little all over the place. So
it has been for sure. And when I had them in here last, when they wanted to do a final price out, and when they're here for a price out, just so we all understand, it has been all over the place because I had to print it off probably like 7 times every time they come in, because they keep on like adding and taking things away and then adding, well, what if we do this? So it really has been all over the place. And last time they were in here, they said our main concern is we had 3 different CMAs and then they all came in at different price ranges. And we're really concerned what we're going to net. So we don't feel comfortable putting a deposit down if we don't net what your agent is saying we're going to net. And then we might lose the money because if we don't get what we're supposed to get, then we can't move forward with the new build.
Who is the lender on this? Is it-
Eden,
Your lender should make that go away, in my opinion. A good lender should be able to talk them through this. But if she's not, I don't know what kinds of conversations she's having with them. Here's what I would say, though, is that 3.5% is what they're going to have to do unless they're a VA buyer or they're buying it with an RD loan. And they should know they're either a veteran or they're not, so they should know that part. And then they are either eligible for an RD. You know what I mean when I say an RD loan?
yes,
Is also
development.
RD or USDA loan is a 0 down. And if they're eligible for that, that would have been something that Eden should have told them that they can do. Do you know if she's told them they can do that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So if they have if they don't have one of those two opportunities, and if I were you, I would ask Eden if they are eligible for it. And do you know, Brady, is Fall Creek eligible for a USDA loan?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Let me
That
double
is
check.
worth making sure of. But that's the only other option somebody has. There's two things that have to qualify for a USDA loan: the neighborhood itself, the location, and the customer has to qualify for it. So it's the location and the customer. Those are the two things that have to qualify for USDA. I know that Pleasant Hill does qualify for USDA. Okay, which means somebody can get a 0 down loan. But then for the customer qualifying, there is income restriction limits on whether they can qualify or not. And it's all based on single or married and how many people are in the family. So it's like, is it, just one person, or, do you have 4 kids? And so the income restrictions change based on that. Okay, so let's just say neither of those are an option for them. It's not USDA and they're not veteran. Their only other option that's really a viable one is 3.5% down with an FHA loan. That's really their only other option. So this customer either needs to have 3.5% or they're not buying a house anyways. So do they have any savings? Do you know? Do they have a 401k or any savings?
They are able to write the check, is what I gathered, but they're nervous to move forward with it.
See, this should be a surety, and this is where your lender needs to let you know what's going on. So that is the whole purpose of having an inside person for the lending part of it, is that I've got somebody who knows what their financial situation and their ability to buy is. So if we're depending on that the house has to sell at a very specific price, or I'm not going to have 3.5%, then that's a problem, right? I mean, that means that they're so tight that maybe it's not really even a deal anyways.
And their range on the sale was their low number was 175. And that's what the other agent told them to list for, was 175. Well, I told them, based on the market and the things down the street, the other home that was listed down there was listed at 178, was 120 square feet less, didn't have tray ceilings, didn't have extra cabinets, didn't have LVP throughout. So I told them we would probably list closer to a 299 and play the market, because we're going into the springtime when we list.
You just went from 178 to 299. 199.
Sorry.
178.
Yes. No. 279. Sorry.
Okay, so we're 278 or okay, got
it.
Yeah.
So, and I told them, I said we list at 299 and play the market, because whenever they go to list, it's going to be springtime, right? Because they're going to be getting ready for the build, all those things. So springtime, we could play that 299. It's going to be a hot market and have some room to play that safe number being 280. You know,